Hey Shawtys,
this is Brittany
and Lauren, and welcome to our podcast where you can have whatever you like. We said you can have whatever you like, yeah. Hey Shawtys, welcome to the Whatever You Like podcast, presented by your host,
Brittany
and Lauren.
Our podcast name and this pilot episode title is brought to you by a concept that we'll be using throughout this venture, where we use a millennial song title as a code name for the episode's topic.
But before we get into today's topic, we're going to do a shout out to the song itself. Brittany, take it away.
So today's episode title is referencing the beautiful masterpiece by T.I. called Whatever You Like. So Lauren, in 200 words or less, what is your commentary on this song?
So I think it's time for our first funny story.
Oh God.
Brittany's never heard the story before, so you can all learn with her. The funny part about this song, back in my college days, it was so popular. I said that like I'm really fucking old. So this song in particular, it was actually on and playing when I was in college and I was at a party. And it was the song that was playing when I met my ex-boyfriend at the time. And red flag is I should have known that he was rapping and he thought it was so funny. And he was like, hey, we're going to go on our first date. And joked. And then he's like, so our first date options are I either am going to make you ramen noodles or take you to Waffle House, as he was singing this song. Oh. And if you read the lyrics of the song, you can have whatever you like.
Yeah.
And I should have known then that was going to be the essence of the relationship. And I am no longer with that man because I can have whatever I like, and it isn't ramen noodles and the Waffle House for a first date.
Then I don't think I've ever seen you eat ramen noodles.
I used to eat a lot of ramen noodles.
Oh wow,
I know. That's shocking, probably.
I just never saw that side of you.
It makes this song funny because I feel like the essence of the song is like, kind of someone's gonna spoil you and take care of you and treat you right. And then
that's what they say.
And then he took me to Waffle House and slept with my best friend.
But he did follow through on the Waffle House thing, so you gotta give him some credit, I guess. Well, it's funny because my commentary on the song is something that I didn't really know I was going to be talking about today, but you'll laugh about this.
Okay.
So earlier I was like trying to make notes about like making my commentary on like what the song reminds me of. So like one of the first things is, I've talked to you about this before, is like, who is Jim?
Yes,
At
who
the
is
beginning.
Jim?
Still don't know. I'll have to Google it, or if somebody wants to.
Tell us who Jim is, because we're not going to Google it.
I'm wondering if it's Jim Jones. We fly high.
Yeah, we fly.
Maybe that Jim. There can only be so many Jims that T.I. knows. I mean, like, who's Jim?
There can only be so many Jims.
Yeah, and maybe a producer. I don't know. But the second thing I was going to write about this song, I was like, I literally wrote it down. Was writing down my notes without looking at the lyrics, and I was like, the Burger King line is iconic. And then I was like looking at the lyrics, looking for it, and I was like, there's no
Burger King line
here. No, and I just learned that today. And I've been listening to this song so long, and I was like, I could have sworn there was a line where he's like, take you to Burger King. Like, I don't know. Like, I literally thought, funny, I was Googling it after that, and the funny thing about the ramen is that I was Googling it, and like there's a Weird Al song parody of this song, and he talks about like how he's broke, but he's gonna take his girl. He's like, one of the lines is, I love top ramen. So like,
maybe that's where he got it.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's wild.
Yeah.
He probably did, because I feel like he's the type that would listen to that and then assume that's what women want.
Well, that's what he can afford. And of course, you probably didn't know I didn't know I'd listened to Weird Al, but I didn't. He does mention it in the Weird Al song. He mentions Burger King, but it doesn't sound the same. So
it's funny that you say that, though, because also when I was thinking about lyrics for the song, that song that's like the Can't Believe It song? Have you like put you in a log cabin somewhere in Aspen?
What year was it? When did it come out, basically?
Okay, well, we're going to educate you on that later. When you said about the lyrics thing, it was funny. In my head, for some reason, I knew what the Whatever You Like song was, but those lyrics kept getting into my head. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking for my favorite lyric. I'm like, there's no log cabin in this song. And then I was like, where the fuck's the log cabin?
Yeah, I was Googling it because I was like, is the Burger King part of another song that I like am getting confused with? But I think I just misheard the lyrics. Or maybe I was just like super into Burger King when the song came out, and I was like, that is what I like. That is what I want.
And when the song came out, I also really, ramen. I guess it worked out.
Yeah, there you go. But you didn't think it was part of the lyrics.
I didn't.
Yeah, I thought Burger King was.
But I think my ex did.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe.
And I think he did that with every girl. Okay.
So now we're going to play this game on this podcast where we pick whenever we talk about the title song or whatever, we pick our favorite lyric from the song, but don't like say why.
Yep.
Like it's like basically choose your lyric, no context.
No context.
So, Lauren, what is your favorite lyric from this song?
Ready?
Yeah.
It's hard without any context. It's just really funny.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah. And if you want context, you have to go to social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do follow-ups on this, but just for the podcast.
My favorite lyric is Shawty, you the hottest, love the way you drop it, brain so good, I swear you went to college. What's your favorite lyric, Brittany?
Mine is let me put this big boy in your life. I can't explain why.
No, there's no commentary.
Yep.
So
Moving on. So we're done with the game.
mhm.
So, Shawtys, as you may have guessed from the episode title, today's topic will be a little get to know you session on a subject that pertains to almost everyone. That's right. We're talking about hobbies. Thought we could do like a little, even though we know each other, we know each other well, talk about our top 5 favorite hobbies. Do you want to go first or how do you feel?
Sure.
Okay.
And what you'll learn is that Brittany is really good at hobbies.
I do tend to like hobbies are like a thing for me.
Yeah.
But I am interested to hear your top 5 because I feel like I really don't know.
Me neither.
Okay.
So we're gonna find out together.
Right.
Oh, number 1.
And these aren't in a particular order.
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Number 1 is walking with my weighted vest and listening to podcasts.
Nice. I knew that. I knew you liked that.
Yep. And I think that goes to show why we're starting a podcast is because it's one of my favorite things to do is listen to podcasts.
You're a big
I am.
podcast lover.
I'm a big podcast lover. The second one is hair and makeup, which shouldn't surprise anyone.
Doing your hair and makeup or like looking at like items?
Both.
Okay. Just hair and makeup. Cosmetics.
Because which I know you know this. I have my certificate in hair and makeup.
So dyed my hair before, and we're about to do that again.
Yeah.
Soon.
And I do my own hair for everyone who wants to know.
Yeah.
The third one is scrolling Zillow like it's Instagram because I really love home and interior design. So I spend a lot of time on Pinterest. I spend a lot of time on Zillow, hence the interest in real estate that I've had recently. It's just something I've always been passionate about. I think homes are a great thing.
You know what's kind of crazy about that is that I watched a podcast recently where Brad Pitt was on. And that is also one of his hobbies.
Nice! I love that hobby.
Yeah.
You want to know how many times
It depresses me. But...
No, that's more relatable. Okay, the next one is cat mom life.
Yes.
That's definitely a hobby. I'm very passionate. Someday we want to start an animal nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
That's on our list. And so we need support to do that. So please subscribe.
Yeah. If you don't support us, you're basically saying fuck animals.
Yeah, fuck animals. And we love animals. Okay, and the last one is food. I love food. And specifically food and binge watching shows I've already seen. Yeah.
So
it's just like comfort shows. Like I find myself turning on, like getting some real good food, trying something new, and turning on a good show that I've already seen before and just watching it.
I do that too. I also I tend to watch shows more than I start new shows, which annoys a lot of people in my life. They're like, can you start this? And I was like, but I'm watching Gilmore Girls for like the 10th time this year. So like, it's just like,
yeah.
But it is nice. It's like a comfort.
It is a comfort. Yeah, that's why like we're watching The Valley right now. But
yeah,
I was about to like restart Vanderpump Rules again because I was like, well, at that point, it's something to watch.
I am actually rewatching it.
Yeah,
I'm on I'm on season 8 or something. So I've already like been rewatching it, but like just sporadically.
Yeah. Okay, those are my top 5. Your top 5.
Okay, so. My top 5, probably, this isn't really in any order, but like I said, I actually have more than 5 hobbies. I realized as I was writing this down. I would say reading is my favorite hobby and like annotating books, reading, and then like whenever I'm reading, also like annotating my books and like tabbing them and stuff. And like, I like to live in them. Like, I want to wear their skin.
You know what's funny about that is growing up, I loved reading and I also loved tabbing my book.
That's cool though, because I didn't know about that concept until like I was an adult.
Really?
Yeah. Like I never did that as a kid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had a teacher who did it, so I think I just like copied her.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I'm Scarred for Life from the Blue Book.
Oh, see, I had fun doing it.
Nope.
The blue
Scarred
book.
for life.
The blue book, for those of you who don't know, is well, you know what we can do? We can post the
We
blue
can
book.
post our blue
Yeah,
books.
we can. I still have mine.
I still have mine.
So yeah.
It's still tabbed.
Yeah, same. So yeah.
So we'll post a TikTok of us with our blue books.
And you'll see what it is.
Yep.
It's awful. But well, actually I really liked it, but the time frame was just like it was a lot at the time. Yeah. Anyways,
Scarred for life.
I am also a cat mom. So that's one of my hobbies as well. I love to pick them up, throw them around, pet them, like feed them. They're so fun. So yeah, that's definitely a hobby. K-pop.
Of course.
K-pop is a big hobby of mine. I love watching the new videos. I follow the members, not like creepily, but like I like just how when you follow celebrities or something, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And then also I'm learning Korean teacher in Seoul, do our video
Yeah,
chats
it's
and
sweet.
lessons. And yeah, I've been doing that for like 3 years, which is crazy. I'm not fluent, so don't ask.
We will post a TikTok of Brittany speaking Korean. Brittany did inspire me to download what's it called?
Duolingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm learning
Yeah.
and I'm learning French again, so don't ask anyone for me to speak French, but I'm learning.
Comme ci, comme ça.
Comme ci, comme ça.
That's the only thing so I know French fries.
Le frites.
Yeah. Frites. Yeah, I also really like just YouTube, doom scrolling, watching YouTube and coloring.
Yeah.
I have a coloring app on my phone. I do that and I also color like, in like a coloring book. I also like making lists. It's very nerdy, but I like
Brittany's really good at lists.
I don't know. It just makes me feel good. And nobody cares about any of it except for me, but it just,
You're really good at lists,
it
though.
makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much my main hobbies, I would say. I'm trying to get on the walking vest hobby as well, but I've only done it like 3 times. So
we're gonna, if you're in Charleston and you're listening, we're gonna start a club. We're all gonna get vests and go walking.
yeah. Oh my God. You know what I actually forgot to say?
What?
One of my favorite hobbies is like hanging out with my friends.
Because, like, I feel like hobbies are, like, personal to you, and I
Yeah.
feel like, loving your friends, loving your family, I think I would hope that's
Yeah.
most standard for most people.
Well, I also like sitting on the couch after taking a gummy and just sitting there. Now, my therapist would call that an addiction. I mean, like, to me, it's like kind of a hobby at this point as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, when I walk my 8 miles and wanna jump into traffic, my therapist would also call that a problem,
No,
but
that's a good thing. Walking is a good thing.
It
That's
is.
healthy.
It is. So is sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
because I love sitting on the couch.
Well, so I guess I kind of spoiled it. What do you think is my second favorite hobby? I'll guess yours.
I was gonna say reading was definitely number 1. I'm not sure what number 2 is. I know how much you really enjoy the Korean stuff and, like, K-pop and Korean and, like, learning all that and stuff, and, like, so, like, that was always I knew it'd be on your list.
Yeah.
So that was always, like, my second thought that came up when I was thinking about hobbies. But they're all, like, all the ones you mentioned are, like, they're you, so they make sense,
Yeah.
What is your second?
I would probably say that, like, maybe right now, it's, like, the K-pop and Korean stuff. And
It always changes with time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I would say that's right.
What do you think my favorite hobby is?
So I was writing this down earlier, and I didn't want to like spoil it for you because I agree. Like, you don't really say like you don't talk about like hobbies as hobbies. Like, you talk about things you're interested in.
Yeah,
But you don't
100%.
like say, oh, like I do this hobby or
Yep,
whatever.
100%.
So, what I wrote down when I was like trying to like guess it in my mind, I wrote down Pinterest.
I love Pinterest!
That's your
Yeah, I love Pinterest.
And then also like the cat mom thing.
Yes.
And like, but yeah, I feel like it's like
I love Pinterest.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, not someone who doesn't have a lot of social media, like the last handful of years, Pinterest was just the closest thing I had to social media because it was something
Yeah.
that was like easy for me to have. It wasn't overwhelming. And I could just use it to like be creative. And it was like my version of being creative, like saving pins, making vision boards, working on things. Like that was just fun for me, not having like the pressure of like
Yeah.
having social media and having to post and keep up with everyone all the time,
Yeah, that's funny because like to me Pinterest is so overwhelming. And I remember the only reason I ever downloaded it was because you made me.
Yep.
And it was years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
But I was like, I don't understand how to do this. It was just overwhelming, I think. And then also I just think like I have a bad habit of like starting projects and just not finishing. And like I don't know if I have ADHD or what, but like I really could not keep up with it. And then I finally just deleted the app.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I prefer like TikTok, doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Well, I have the TikTok and stuff now, and I get it. Like, I get why people like it. I mean, obviously. It just so happened that my creative outlet, I feel like, was Pinterest, but now it's turning into just enjoying social media in general
Yeah.
because I do think it can be worthwhile if you make it worthwhile. And doom scrolling is okay too. I feel like it gets a bad rap, but I've learned a lot of random things from TikTok.
Yeah, like, that's how I found out, like, of all my diagnoses, to be honest. Like, I'm like, "Oh, I'm sick," with, like, mental stuff. But, yeah, I just, like I have a lot of fun with TikTok. I think it's, like, even though I guess maybe it's considered more Gen Z, but I really think,
It
like,
is, yeah.
it's very entertaining, and I feel like the algorithm is really great on there. Like, it really knows me, you know what I mean? Probably better than my mom.
Oh, 100%. Like that our phones listen to us, and we'll, like, leave each other, and I'll get on TikTok, and it'll show me something that I'm like, "Hey, Brittany would love that." I'm like, "How did it know?" And it's just funny because all we do is share TikToks back and forth, but we're gonna become TikTok masters, so just be prepared. But, like, it's funny because, like, when I can't figure something out, I'm like, "How do I clean this rug?" I search it on
Oh
TikTok, and
my
then it
god,
tells
the
me how
rug
to
cleaning
cleaning.
no, listen, the rug cleaning videos on TikTok, they are something I didn't know I needed. That's another reason I love TikTok, because it tells me what I like without me even knowing
Yep,
sometimes. It's like, I can watch those rug cleaning videos all day. And,
100%.
like, I don't even like ASMR, but I like rug cleaning ASMR.
Yeah, same. That's not weird. I bet you if you polled everyone who's gonna listen to this and said, like, what's one weird trend you like on TikTok, I bet everyone has one. Because I was talking to someone not that long ago, and they're like, "I just like to watch people," what's it called when you eat?
All the mukbangs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people just like to watch those.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, I'm like, "Yeah, and I just like to watch someone clean their house." Like, I don't know, like, everyone has their thing. Okay, so
Do you have any stories on a short-lived or failed hobby? I really don't think I do, like, because I feel like it's just like I was saying before, it's just projects that I've started. I've started a lot of lists that have never finished. Like, I was trying to make, like, an ultimate movie list once to just write down all the movies I wanna watch ever in my lifetime, and then also the ones that I already have watched. And you can imagine this took me a really long time. I had to go to Wikipedia and look at all the, like, lists of films in alphabetical order, but then more movies kept coming out, so I kept having to, like, update the list, and then it was just, like, it just got too overwhelming. I think I only got to letter K.
that's so impressive.
Yeah, that's how I spend my time sometimes. So, yeah, but other than that, I can't really think.
Yeah, see, the thing is for some reason, like, hobbies is weird to me, like, because I do think of it as, like, projects or, like, things I'm doing. Like, my hobbies can change all the time,
Yeah.
Like, right now, our hobby was, "Okay, let's make a podcast." Now we're making a podcast, and it turns into what it turns into, and, like, best friend time and hangout time, and, like, your hobbies can, like, evolve as you get older,
Yeah.
And so I feel like I probably have a lot of failed or, like, started projects or hobbies throughout life, but it's almost just like you fail or you move on and you replace it with something else,
Right. Yeah.
that you're passionate about or that you like.
You, like, tweak it a little bit, and then,
Yeah.
like yeah. 'Cause, yeah, I've never done anything like crocheting or I never
Mm-mm.
started anything like that, but, I'm sure there's plenty of things, though.
I'm sure there's plenty of things.
Yeah. So with the podcast, like, speaking of which, do you think that your hobby can be your career? This is a philosophical
Topical
question.
question. It's also an inspirational question too, because I think everyone should sit down and think about like what they like to do and if they can make it into a career because it is possible, just figuring out how to get there is always the hardest part or getting started. Like we were talking about this podcast, and I think one of the hardest things is just getting started,
Yeah.
sitting down and doing it. And you can prepare and do all the things, but just doing it, And I think that's the hardest part.
And I think, like, it's easier these days to make your hobby your
Hobbies.
career because, like, that's, I think, why we both ended up in the field we're in, just
Mhm.
because we were trying to be, like, practical
Yep.
rather than passionate, I
Yep.
guess. So, I mean, like, now it's really cool to just feel like it's a possibility in today's world,
Yeah.
People are just doing what they want, and I like that, so
And I think that's great because and it's also like we're millennials, so like anyone can do it. You can be in your 30s, you can be in your 20s, you can be however like and just find what I found like for someone who doesn't have a lot of hobbies or think about a lot of hobbies, what I found is that everything I wrote down for the most part is something I am passionate about or I could turn into like a career or part of my life because of what the world is today, and because of all the opportunities you have and stuff. I do think if anyone takes anything away from this podcast is that like we're just two regular people and we're best friends, and, like, it is possible if you ever wanted to start a podcast, just do it, you know?
Well, I also just think, like, one thing that's cool about it is even if it doesn't, like, nothing comes of it, it's still a fun thing to do.
Yep.
I feel like it's actually more fruitful in that way. You can gain something from it regardless.
And you can gain, like, quality time with people, you can learn something new about your friends, and you can have fun, but also, like, I can't even tell you the amount I've learned just doing this. I mean, we've had to get all this setup done, we've had to learn editing, we've had to there's all things that as us in the profession we're in, it's not like we're learning that, in our free time, and so these are all skills that you can learn and turn them into whatever you wanna turn it into, but I'm just grateful that it's a possibility, to do that. And it's just funny because I feel like this list of hobbies, like listening to podcasts. Okay, now we're doing a podcast, scrolling Zillow, and I just randomly got my real estate license one day and didn't tell anyone about it really because I was like, why not? Life is short. You never know what you're gonna do. And we're talking about opening a nonprofit for animals someday. And I just think all of that is really cool and like opportunities for people.
Yeah. And I want to do, just speaking of my favorite hobby, I would love to start a YouTube channel for books or
Yeah.
whatever.
100%.
Because I feel like, even with us, just like how much we talk on a daily basis,
Yeah.
it's like, why don't we just share that? Just because we just can't stop talking, we might as well. You know what I mean? Just do what you like and then see if anybody likes it too.
Yeah, and that's the
So,
funny part is we talk to each other 24/7 and we were like, why don't we continue to do that but make it fun too? And
yeah.
so that's something that's like so simple, but we turned it into something that we're passionate about and want to share it with people.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome, to do that with your friends.
Yeah. And then also, like, one of the goals with this podcast is we want people to tell us what they want to hear as
Yep.
well. So, whatever you like, we can
Yeah.
talk about because we can pretty much talk
Talk
about
about anything.
Yeah.
That's the fun part is the whatever you like, it's meant to be like this podcast isn't just about us. I mean, you want to hear our life stories, we're happy to share them because I do think we have a lot of like great knowledge to share with folks, but we also want to talk about what you guys want to talk about and include you in this podcast and like make this I was kind of thinking about the other day like starting all these me being not on social media and starting all these social medias is the one thing I hope to gain is like a community of people that are like similar like minded and like supportive and we can like build those relationships with people across the world that we wouldn't meet here in Charleston and have a community of people who want to really like grow together and enjoy life. And I think that'd be really cool to have and
Yeah.
have fun and
I
laugh
I
and
think
enjoy.
I think that's really, like, fulfilling when you can connect with people, like, that aren't, like, just right next to you, like, I just feel like even though we're both introverts, we both
Yep.
really, like, value that, like, human connection.
Connection.
It is really cool that we have the internet, and we can do that. But, we might be on an island all by ourselves at the same time.
But the podcast is coming to the island, so you guys can
Yeah.
come if you want to join.
It'll be family and friends. I was gonna just share a couple
Yeah.
embarrassing things about my childhood hobbies,
Yes.
I kind of as a little mini segment,
Yeah.
and then we'll play another game as
I
well.
have a few childhood hobbies too. I'll share.
Okay, you wanna go first?
Well, because Brittany was sparking my brain about this, and I was like, let me really think. So, like, as a kid, none of this will surprise you, but as a kid, I feel like my hobbies, I was thinking, what would I do? And I would literally write fake magazines. Like, I was like writing for Vogue. Like, I would cut out pictures, I would put them
Oh, I love
in, I would describe
that.
like outfits, and I would like arts and crafts, like a magazine, and like they would just like be around my room. Like, I was like
Aw.
the editor
Do
of
you
Vogue. I mean, it was just like crazy to think like that was like a passion of mine, but like I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
And that was something you did by yourself, or did you do it with friends, or, like
Mostly by myself,
Yeah, that's
just because
cute.
like I mean, I was the
That's very on
person.
brand for you.
Yeah, I just had stacks of magazines, stacks
Aw.
of magazines,
Like, was
like
it paper?
yeah,
College ruled
yes,
paper?
yes,
And you, like, stapled it?
yeah.
Oh, wow, that's
I
cool.
would literally, like, make my own, like, Vogue. They were, like, Lauren's Vogue, basically, and I would take all the cute dresses, and then I'd, like, write little captions for them, like
Wow,
and it was just something
that's cute.
I really had fun with. The second one, I'm gonna have to pull these out of the archive, but I definitely did some pretend, like, YouTube.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, with my little, like, camera set up,
Wait, yeah.
but I was just thinking of, like, what was I passionate about back then, and, like, you
Yeah.
don't understand. I would do hair tutorials for no one because I would love just, like, watching the girls online do hair tutorials, so I would do my own hair tutorial, and I would film it, and then not post it anywhere.
Oh, you should post it now.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Because
Yeah.
I'm in, like, this, like, Hollister zip-up hoodie,
Oh
you
my
know, and
gosh.
I have, like, blonde hair.
It would be cool to see a video of young Lauren. I didn't get to see that.
I
Like,
know. My last one was just memorizing song lyrics. Like, music was really important to me, and I feel like if you played any song, like, if you went and played it right now, I'd know every lyric from those age.
yeah, I did that too. I would just like I would look at song lyrics a lot. I would write them as notes, like
Yep.
back and forth with
Yep.
people too. I remember doing
Same.
that. And then one time I tried to learn La Torcha by Shakira. It's in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
And I did kind of teach
Did
myself
you?
like the first like
That's
half of the song.
funny.
Yeah. And so like and it like stays with you, I think, when you like when you're young and you're learning something.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but it was fun.
I don't know, I just
I
enjoyed
think it's because I
doing it.
always wanted to speak another language, so,
Yeah.
like, I was just, like, really into, like, that kinda stuff.
I could see that though, because 'cause you're
Yeah.
taking Korean now. What are yours?
They are so weird compared to yours, like, it's wild. Okay, well, some of them, it's like, maybe people did this, I don't know, but I was really a big fan of baby dolls, but I would pretend they were like, I was running an orphanage.
Okay.
Not like an Annie, like, not like a mean, like, person, but, like,
Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
"I'm gonna take care," like, clearly they're not mine is what
Uh-huh.
I thought. They're, like, definitely, like, one's blonde, one's, like, it's like they're not biologically mine, they're dolls. So I was like, "They're my orphans," and so, like, yeah, I would, like, like, carry them all across the river of my room, like, and just, like, I don't know what was happening there, but yeah.
But you've always loved kids.
Yeah, and I always wanted kids,
So that
so
makes sense to me in
yeah.
some ways.
Little did I know that was gonna be, like, probably the extent of it. I mean, it was fun, though. I mean, like, to pretend.
But I could see.
It was fun to pretend to be a mom for all those years. And then I was, like, really whenever I, like some of them I still have. Some of my baby dolls I still have, but there was, like, a point when I was in college where I was like, "I have to give these up because 'Cause I'm really bad about holding on to things, like and so honestly, I still kinda regret giving them up. I'm not gonna lie, but I can't become a hoarder.
See, that's so funny because, like, Brittany's, like, the sweetest, most sentimental person ever, and I'm over here like, "How much shit can I get rid of in my house?" I'm like, "This isn't sentimental, just get it out." Like, I'm like,
Honestly, that's a better way to be because, like, it's just I don't know. There's feels good when there's not clutter at the same time.
yeah, but you're sweet,
To
and,
some
like, your sentimental part is really nice, and I think there's probably a middle ground. We're just the complete opposites of the 2.
So, that wasn't even, like, really the weirdest hobby,
Okay,
though. Like, I used to play with crowns, like, the things that you color with. I know people pronounce it differently. I pronounce it crowns.
okay.
So, but,
Crayons?
like, instead of, like, I colored with them, but I would also pretend they were like a wolf pack. So, I would, like, literally, like, line them all up, like, dark colors were, like, the male crowns, and the light colors were the female crowns, and then if, like, any of them broke, the pointed end would be the little girls, and then the butt end would be the little boys.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really specific.
It's very specific. They were the cubs.
Okay.
It's like reverse, like Benjamin Button, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I literally, like, as at the time, again, I just played by myself a lot. I was in my room a lot, like playing by myself. I was the only girl, and like, my brothers just played outside together, and I was inside. But yeah, I don't know why I did that. I did that with pencils too. It was weird.
So now I know why you like the coloring.
Yeah, well, but it's funny because I would like, you lay them on the ground and
Mhm.
then you move them. I was like, they're running, the wolf pack is running. So I travel them across the floor.
I love that.
And then when I would actually color, I would line up all my crowns and I would pretend that they were like, this is our job. Like, this is the job we have to do. Like, pick me, pick me. And so, like, I'd pick the crown and it's like they were doing their job by coloring. I think this is like, I think I'm autistic. I'm not gonna lie. But I just remember, it was just a
That's
thing.
sweet though. But you can see though how creative Brittany is though.
I don't
Because
know if
like
that's creative. I think it's
no, it shows that you have creativity and like storytelling and like that's why like you love books. Like she wants to write a book. We are gonna write a book together at some point. And I think, that just shows how creative you are.
I guess I'm like really like I'm giving like all these inanimate objects like a personality.
I feel like that's common though when you're young.
Yeah. It's just interesting, and I played with Barbies. I was normal in that sense too, and
I
stuffed animals.
I had Bratz dolls.
Yeah, I had Bratz dolls too. I was super into dolls, like
Me
any
too.
type of doll pretty much, except
Yeah.
I didn't play with Polly Pockets.
I love Polly
I didn't play
Pockets.
with them because they didn't like they were so like tiny and they just like didn't have enough space for me, I think is the problem.
You should see my Polly Pocket collection.
No,
It
I can see you. I can see you like Polly Pocket. I feel like it's more your vibe
It is.
for sure. Yeah, that was it. But I do have a game for you.
Yes, we're moving to the
We're
next
moving
segment.
to the game that I created. So this game is kind of funny. It's like from the internet, basically. And I just wrote a list down because I love lists. Because, the subject of the podcast is hobbies. So I was like, I wonder what the rarest hobbies in the world are. And I Googled it. And so when I first Googled it, I did look a little bit into like what they were. Because some of them you can't really tell necessarily from the title. But I decided for this game that I would forget all that information. And I would just list all of the rarest hobbies and make Lauren choose one without the explanation of what it was.
Yep.
And then maybe we'll make her do it.
Yeah.
Based on what she chooses.
Yep.
So
we're going to make her do it. We're going to take an adventure, apparently. And I need some new hobbies.
Yeah. This is your punishment for not having a hobby. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So the first one, these aren't in any particular order, but these are the rarest.
Okay, the rarest hobbies.
Tree shaping, beetle fighting, news rating, extreme ironing.
Sorry, I'm just picturing me climbing a tree with an iron now.
Stone skipping. That one's kind of self-explanatory. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, geocaching. Yeah, I know what that is.
Good, because I don't know.
I used to geocache when I was younger.
What is that?
Okay, we'll get into that at some point.
But okay, so you can't pick that.
Okay.
Suing apparently is one of the rare hobbies.
Wait, like our career?
Yes. There's people out there that have the hobby of
filing lawsuits.
Yeah.
That's why we have jobs.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
I mean, I guess theoretically, if you have somebody that's their hobby, you could just have that one client
for your whole career.
Make it work. Element collecting, competitive duck herding.
I'm not going to a duck farm, guys. There are a lot of things I'll do. If you want me to climb a tree, I'll figure it out. But a duck farm, and me herding them.
I mean, I actually think that would be fun.
We're in Charleston.
I might do the competitive. I don't know about the competitive part, but I'll do the duck herding. I'll practice in the park somewhere.
There are a lot of geese here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't see ducks as much, but I feel like we can find them.
So Brittany and Lauren find ducks in Charleston. Tune in for the next episode.
That'll be our new hobby together. So yeah, the last two, toy voyaging and then competitive mooing.
So I have a hobby listening to podcasts where they talk about like crazy things that little towns do, like small towns and like these crazy things. So like competitive mooing is a thing.
Wait, which town? Where is it? Do you know?
Should
we go there?
We should. Lauren and Brittany go to these small towns because there's competitive duck calling and there's competitive mooing.
Mm-hmm.
People actually get up on stage and like do it.
That's insane. Which one do you want to pick?
The trees, the ducks, and the mooing.
All the animal ones.
Yeah, of course
like
those ones stand out. Yeah.
So tree shaping, duck herding, or competitive mooing, if you had to pick.
Oh my gosh, I guess I'm going to have to do all three.
At once. You have to moo the ducks. You heard that. Because you know what? Maybe ducks are scared of cows. Maybe that'll work.
And then
you can...
they can lead me to a tree.
You can herd them to the tree.
And then I jump on the tree and I shape it.
Yeah. That sounds like a good hobby to have.
100%. So I will be doing competitive mooing, competitive duck herding, and tree shaping.
Yep.
Okay. So, and I feel like this will be good. I'll test all three hobbies so I can find a new one.
Yeah.
And then whichever one wins.
And then you can literally say, yeah, I have a hobby and it's one of the rarest.
So everyone should go on all of our socials and share your favorite hobby.
Yeah.
And maybe Lauren will find a new one that isn't duck herding. You never know. I might find something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah. And also look up how much competitive mooing will like what the prize money is, because I might do that. Like what if you make money?
Yeah, because I think competitive duck calling, I think you can make like thousands of dollars.
Okay. I'm down to moo.
There's like a technique to it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to find the podcast clip so we can watch it together.
I should have one like that for meowing, because I feel like I would actually be good at that. I've talked to cats my whole life.
If anything, Brittany and Lauren would be good at is competitive meowing.
Yeah. We'll do that.
Okay.
And we'll include our cats so you can see like the reaction.
Yeah.
And we can herd our cats.
Cats.
Wow, that's a great idea.
And you should all guess how many cats we have total.
Yeah.
In the comments.
The YouTube comments or whatever you can comment on.
Oh.
Now we're doing like another little segment where I think everyone should do this every week with their closest friends and just do like a little check-in type of situation.
Yep.
So, Lauren, I'm going to check in with you. I know you said you had something you wanted to share.
Well,
story.
And you know what? I'm going to check in with Brittany so we can get some feedback on what we're going to share. So today's check-in, it's going to be a topic that we're going to talk about. And I think we should talk about some of the topics right now. And I think we should comment on them. And some of them are specific to us and some of them are just topics in general. But they come from the internet.
Another hobby of Lauren's is staying on top of trends.
Trends.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that's definitely a hobby.
Which, thank God. I literally have no idea what's going on. She's over here doing this. Like, I didn't even know Chris Brown had a new song. And I have a bunch of VHS tapes.
And that's why we're best friends.
But yes, I'm excited to hear these. The ick is like one of my favorite
terms.
Like, it is so useful.
Oh, I love the ick.
Oh, I love to use it against someone.
Oh, in the ick. And trust me, you know when Brittany and I have reached our limit when you're giving us the ick.
Yeah, it's like the new fuck.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it too. And that's what I think this segment will change every week. So I think it'll be fun for the viewers. And I think we can both just come up with different things to talk about on it.
Yeah.
So the first ick, because this applies specifically to us, but it's actually trending on social media right now.
It applies to us?
You just wait.
I don't want to be a victim of it.
No. I mean, it applies like we can relate to it. Okay. Ick number 1, Charleston traffic.
Yep, that is a big ick.
But it's actually trending right now.
Oh.
It's becoming a popular topic. Because, like, Charleston's already a popular topic, and it's just becoming more and more popular of people posting videos about Charleston traffic.
Right. And just to be clear for anybody else that doesn't know this, Charleston is a city in South Carolina. Now, I say this because where I'm from, there's also a Charleston, and it's the capital. That's West
okay.
Virginia.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people in West Virginia don't know there's a Charleston,
South Carolina.
to be honest. So, yeah, but there's no traffic in West Virginia. No one's there.
Yeah, we're talking about Charleston, South Carolina, so you should all look it up, but don't move here because we can't take any more traffic.
Yeah, there is a lot. I mean, even like I work from home, but at the same time, you know, some days you just never know what, like, it doesn't matter what time you leave. You never know what you're going to get.
So if you come here, you'll experience it. But trust us, and the TikTok videos are accurate. Like, I watch them, and I'm like, I totally agree with the traffic being an ick. So just if you're going to leave your house between certain hours, prepare to add an extra hour of time to that. Fun fact about us is we used to carpool every day to law school. Yeah. And when I tell you that's a life-changing experience, having to go downtown and be there every day. How many hours did we leave early?
Our class would start at 9. We lived in West Ashley, which is like, I guess if you're not from here, that doesn't make any sense. But it's probably like without traffic, like what, 20 minutes to get downtown. But we would leave at like 7 in the morning to go to our 9 o'clock class. And some days we were still late. Like, it's wild. Actually.
And that was the thing is, like, the road systems here were never built for this many people to live here.
Yeah.
And that's the truth behind it. But it's a beautiful place, great place to live. But I will say it's kind of funny how, like, one of the trending topics right now is Charleston traffic. So, like, for people who don't want to come and visit, we'll post about it because I think it'd be fun to do day in the life in Charleston. But I warn you now, the traffic is real.
Yeah, it's very real.
Okay, the second one is when Netflix has the audacity to ask, are you still watching?
I do see that. Sometimes, like, if I fall asleep with Netflix on, it'll say that. But overall, I don't feel like that gives me the ick. I'm more of, like, a Peacock girly these days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Does Peacock ask? Or does it just continue on?
I play The Office every night on Peacock.
And it just continues?
Yeah, it's there when I go to sleep. It's there when I wake up in the morning.
No, it's just one of those things where, like, the funny videos are people being like, Netflix is calling me out for sitting here all too long, you know? And it's like, you know, do you really want to keep watching this or should you get up and take a walk with your weighted vest? And I'm like, okay, you know, Netflix.
Weird about it. I guess in some sense, it's like it's good because, like, if you do fall asleep or something, then
it pauses.
Like, you know, jumping ahead. But at the same time, it's kind of like Netflix. Why do you care?
If I'm still watching.
Are you paying extra money? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, stop being so greedy.
And then the next two are just funny. So this is funny. It just says, the dude who insists he doesn't really use social media, but is lurking on every story. Does that give you the ick?
No. Rephrase it. You're saying that the guy, he doesn't post on social media, but he watches everything?
He insists he doesn't use social media.
Oh.
Like, he's like, no, I don't use social media. I don't have social media. You know, I don't really use it that much. And then he's like the first view on every story that you post.
Oh, yeah. I've never, like, known somebody like I've never had somebody say that to me.
Yeah.
I don't, like, hang out with a lot of douchebags. So maybe that's why. I mean, like, no. But even if they did view it, like, I feel like I can kind of understand. Because sometimes when people say they don't use social media, they just mean they don't post anything. So maybe they're just like, they just look at things.
They look
but
at
they
things.
don't, like, post anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not that bad of an ick. That doesn't, there's definitely ickier things for me. But maybe I just haven't had an experience with that. What about you?
Yeah, guys like that, like, they give me the ick, 100%. Like, is it the worst ick? No, but I do think this generation is more online, so they care more about who's viewing their stuff, and they keep
Yeah.
track of that stuff. Then it's like he's viewing all these other girls' fin like, I just think it's something
Yeah,
that
that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Okay, like, yeah, like, it's if it's a situation where the guy's like, "I don't use social media," but then he's looking at other girls'
Girl
stories,
stories.
like, no.
Yeah.
Er,
Red flag! And then the last one is when he puts his phone face down like he's in the CIA.
That's a red
Flag.
flag. If a guy does that, I think that is a red
Red flag.
'Cause, yeah, who do you think? Do you think you're important? No, you're hiding something.
Yes, 100%.
Like,
It
it's just, like
it's crazy though that, like, I feel like there's, like, 50-50 on this topic if you look it up. Some girls are like, "Oh, it's not a big deal," and a lot of girls are like, "Hello."
yeah, there's girls in denial, and then there's girls that have been fucked
Fucked on divorce.
fucked around on before, so, like, I mean, I get it. I mean, like, it may not be a big deal, like, in the
Mhm.
grand scheme of things, but it's definitely something to pay attention to.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is red flags, they add up. So once you see one, you tend to see more. And whether you keep your eyes open to that or not, like it's hard, I get it. But if your guy is like literally always on his phone, but always putting it face down, like because he doesn't want you to see it, I do feel like that's a red flag. But anyways, I mean, there's a lot of icks. I just thought those were the funniest ones
Yeah,
I
that
saw.
was fun. I like
But
that.
you can share your biggest ick if you want to share.
Oh, wow. It's
Or
not something that happened recently, but it just made me think of where we were talking about Charleston because I feel like this is something that I didn't have until I moved here. My biggest ick, one of the biggest icks I have, like in public, is whenever, like, when you're standing in line to check out and they're like right next to you, right behind you. Like, I feel like here, like, there's no personal
there is no
space.
personal space.
And it's just like normal. And I'm get the fuck away from me. That's what I'm thinking like the whole time. I can't have like you up in my business. You know what I mean? So like that's a big ick for me.
There is no personal space here. I'll never forget when I first moved down here and just the way everyone like stands so close to you but also just like talks to you randomly.
Yeah.
And it kind of really threw me off. I mean, sorry, like sometimes I leave my house and I'm like, dressed in pajamas, have my headphones in, and this person's like standing up against me,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, how's that cereal? Did you try it?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?"
Do you think it got better after COVID?
COVID. So like you guys should all tell us like
Yeah, tell us your
biggest ick. And then maybe we'll take some in a few episodes from now and react to them because I do think it would be funny because they're going to be icks that maybe we've never thought of that we're like, okay, what would the millennial girls think about?
Right. It would be cool to go back in time to when we were younger and like if we had that phrase and like what we would apply
Apply
it
it
to,
to.
like things in the 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
The clothes.
Well, that's the last segment.
Isn't it? We can make a list. I'll do that.
We'll let
Ongoing
Brittany make a list of
Yeah.
icks. So comment your icks so we can add them.
In alphabetical order.
Yep. If you tell us yours, we'll add them and you can be a part of Brittany's list, which someday you're going to make it.
I mean,
and
honestly,
framed.
being a part of my list is like,
It's really important.
it's better than Epstein.
Like it's better than like the Guinness Book of World Records, and Brittany's like it's better than Epstein.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It's a better list to be on.
It really is. I'm taking it back. I'm taking the list
We're taking the list back.
But yeah.
Well, we've made it this far.
We've made it this far, and I guess, like, just to kind of wrap things up, I wanted to see if in 200 words or less, you could tell me your final thoughts on today's topic or just, like, in general, first day.
Yeah.
First day of
It's
school.
our first day of school. Welcome back, class. Please join us for the season.
I used to throw up every first day of school up until my senior year. So I'm glad I didn't throw up today.
I'm glad you didn't either. Okay, 200 words or less. Let's see. Let me bullet point these things as the
Okay.
professionals we are. Number 1, I have a lot more icks than I realized. As we're sitting here talking about it, I'm thinking in my head, like, wow, we could make a whole podcast just about icks. And I'm thinking they need to go on Brittany's list because, like, maybe next month we'll do a podcast just on icks and we'll find, like, because Brittany found, like, the rarest hobbies, we'll find, like, the craziest icks and, like, react to them because I'm sure there's some wild stories out there.
One person's ick is another person's fetish. Just think about that.
100%. That's what I mean. Like, it's so true.
We need to get a t-shirt. Y'all won't believe the type of merch we have.
Oh, we have the merch. You are gonna die when you see these merch. Okay, number 1, I have a lot of icks, and so I should probably get help for that. Like, I should seek therapy.
It means you have standards.
Yeah.
So
And my standards are extremely high.
You know?
Number 2, I need to also seek therapy to get some more hobbies since I can't commit to those.
You already have 3 hobbies you've gained from this episode.
Yeah, duck herding.
Duck herding.
Mooing
the ducks.
Tree shaping. I mean,
well, what more could you ask? I think my final thoughts are just like, I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy to like potentially make a hobby a job.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know,
help us do that.
I hope that I didn't scare anyone with my weird hobbies that I had, or like, you know, I mean, let me know if anyone relates. I'm trying to find someone like me.
Yeah, we're finding a
For real.
community.
Yeah, that's really it for me.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Shawtys.
We appreciate you, Shawtys. We really do. Thank you for listening to this. It's been a pleasure. And please support us because we want to quit our corporate jobs and not start an OnlyFans. No judgment. No judgment. Just for us.
Yeah.
Like that's down there.
Yeah.
But you know what? If we gotta get there, we will. But you should support us first before we get there.
Lauren's gonna do competitive movies.
OnlyFans. Maybe tuckering on OnlyFans. You guys don't want to see
hot.
I can get really good at mooing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe. Talk to you next week, Shawtys. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Whatever You Like podcast, available on Spotify and Apple platforms.
Please follow our socials on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for additional content. Your support means the world to us, and it'll also keep us from creating an OnlyFans page.
We also would love to talk about whatever you like, so please visit our website to submit topic ideas, suggestions, or stories you want us to discuss.
Thanks, Shawtys. You the hottest. Peace.